welcome to the parent interview. My name is Mr. Finlayson. I was a PE teacher over the last 3 weeks. Please take a seat. Now, in PE, I implemented a new task called Dig Nukem. Dig Nukem was a variant of volleyball, but it's more suitable for Year 3. In Dig Nukem, they can catch the ball and they can take their time. On the other hand, volleyball is a very fast sport and it's continuous. So, in the first 2-3 lessons, I taught the skills, and those skills were overhead shoulder pass, finger catch, digging and serving. And finally, I was watching their participation and engagement. Because in the second to last lesson, I implemented the new summative task. Now the summative task was assessing those skills and his participation and engagement. It was evident that your child had behavioural issues because it was too challenging and it was in need of modifying. Yes, your child has ASD, but I wanted to make sure your child could suit the abilities to be able to perform them. So, as I was assessing, I was modifying as I was going. The first skill, the overhead shoulder pass, your child wasn't following the steps as it to be accomplished. So, eyes weren't focused on the ball, the eyes weren't facing the target, and there was no step, and also the throws were being underarm. So I modified it, changed it, and your child was able to do a sock throw or a chest pass, and that was fun, that was accurate. Your child was able to do that specific skill, so it was accomplished. Finger catch, I was seeing numerous drop balls. I wasn't seeing the hamburger hands. Now that hamburger hands was a strategy we enforced for the child to make a good set of hands and a grip. But instead, your child could bring it to your chest. It was a simplified version of the hamburger hands because you could bring it in and it was comfortable. And that was evident. So I scored that as accomplished and found that your child was able to make that skill. Thirdly, the digging. Now digging was a very hard skill. I found all students were struggling with that specific skill, and it was in need of moderations. So instead, I wanted your child to take more than one go. So yes, maybe the first 1-2 attempts weren't successful. So I still wanted to encourage, keep trying to perform that skill. Now the steps were, I could see that your child was bending his knees. There was 1 foot forward, but the arms were extending past the belly button. I was using that as a reference point, but instead it was going too high, it was going behind the head. So I just got making sure I was giving that formal feedback, and your child was able to perform the skill by the end of the lesson, which was successful, it was accomplished. And finally with serving. Now serving, it was hard for all students, and I wanted to make sure your child was able to serve by the end. So the added moderations I incorporated were, they were allowed to use a chest pass or a soccer throw. Now, previous years I taught those skills and it was evident by the end. So that was finally accomplished. And finally, on participation, I set a goal for your child to at least give one encouragement to a child, and if there was any putting someone down, I had to sit him down for 1 minute. But I am glad to say there was none of that, and your child participated the whole entire lesson without saying anything bad. And at the end of the lesson, you would just shake the hand, and that was also evident. So I was congratulating him on his participation in Dig Nukem. It was challenging, and by the end I feel like he accomplished those skills, and I was very much happy that he could move on to using those skills in the future. Good job, and it was a pleasure to meet you.